TheAngryHoneyBadger.
Hey everybody, it is the Angry Honey Badger here, and it is time for another champion build video. Today we will be looking at Sivir in the bot lane. We're going to be playing her as a marksman, because that's pretty much the only thing she does. So, what we're going to do today is talk about her runes, her masteries, her abilities, and of course the items you might want to use when playing her. And of course, maybe a little bit on those pros and cons if you're looking to maybe pick up Sivir a little bit. So let's start things off by covering her abilities so we know what we're talking about and what we want to maybe max out first. So, at level 1, put a point into your Ricochet. That is your W ability. This helps you clear the first wave extremely well and allows you to push and hit level 2 first, which can give you an advantage in lane, which is a good thing to have. So very, very helpful for pushing since it does those bouncing attacks on those nearby enemies. Very good to have. At level 2, put a point into your Boomerang Blade. That's when you hurl your big boomerang. That does deal a lot of damage. Really good for poking, really good for clearing. Between her Boomerang Blade and the Ricochet, there is just insane amount of wave clear that Sivir has, and it makes her really good at pushing. And yeah, it's really nice, and it just does good damage too, to be honest. And then at level 3, put a point into that Spell Shield. Spell Shield obviously will let you block a spell that comes in. You gotta make sure you time this quite right. If you do block it, you will regain some mana from that. So very important to work this out pretty well. You're gonna max out that Spell Shield last. You're gonna max out that Ricochet second. And then for your ultimate, obviously points at level 6 on this one is where you're gonna start to get that. Passively, you're gonna gain bonus attack speed while your Ricochet is active. And then when you activate it, then for 8 seconds, you're going to grant your allies 60% bonus movement speed. That reduces by 20% over a duration of seconds. So it's good for initiating as a team or running away as a team. It's a utility ultimate, so she's kind of a utility carry, some people like to say. She does lack a little bit of damage late game because of it, because there's not just damage coming from her ultimate, but it helps her put her team in a position that's really good. So that's what you get from her ultimate. And of course, let's talk about her passive too. What happens is Sivir gains movement speed for 2 seconds when she hits an enemy champion with Boomerang Blade, Ricochet, or a basic attack. So it's pretty nice. So landing things allows you to chase pretty easily. It's more part of the utility carry that she is, because that means you can chase better and kite better. It's kind of nice. I like it. It's fun and it allows you to solo people, which is awesome. It's always what you want. Now let's go ahead and talk about the beginning of this game, and let's talk about this fight that's about to occur. Here it is. So I think it's pretty sloppy if I remember correctly. So a little engagement. We got Vi coming in bot. We see it coming. We want to just get out of here. I'm going to spell shield the block. We get a little bit of mana back from that. But Leona got hooked, and Leona's in a bit of trouble in the box. She's going to do great there. I'm going to use the heal to get some health back in both of us. I get the ult from Vi, but I'm going to barely escape. But don't dive a Leona as Corky. That's something you don't want to do. Corky, come on. It's a Leona. You got stuns. So we pick up an assist on that while a kill goes over to Leona, but that's totally fine. That's something we should not have gotten out of that exchange, but we will accept the greed for the last standard attack that Corky wanted. So, but yeah, let's talk about build though, starting off with these items going on. So the first trip back, we didn't actually have enough to get a BF sword because we went back fairly early after a lot of exchanges. And we just picked up a pickaxe, which did give us a lead in damage. Now, that second trip back where we went back and we didn't really buy anything because I really want a BF sword next, so I just picked up boots just for the mobility if those ganks happen again, or just while being in lane and kiting. So we went ahead and just did that and held on to the gold, so the next time we go back, we can make sure that we pick up an Infinity Edge, because the damage is going to be better than some crit chance, so or finishing our boots out completely. So it's something we don't need here. Work shows up, we pick up a couple assists, pretty nice. They chased deep on that one once again, a little too far after we were safe. So what we're going to do, obviously, with the pickaxe and the BF sword, we're going to build that into an Infinity Edge first. That's what you're going to want. It's going to be the most helpful. And now after we take this first dragon, I'll be able to go back instantly and pick up the BF sword and a couple pots. Why not? Pretty helpful stuff. So that's where we're going with our build. Now we definitely have a lot more damage than Corky, because Corky's going to be building the Trinity Force first against us. So now just raw damage output, we're ahead for sure. And we're out farming him too, so that's going to be completely fine in our books for doing good. And he's been pushed back a lot this game, so he's had a hard time actually picking up CS. We've actually been forcing him to CS under tower, which has been greedy for him, at least greedy to get everything that he wants. It's just not perfect. It's not the easiest situation for CSing all the time. So he's been missing out on quite a lot. Here in a second, they are going to get aggressive. I am low, but I'm not actually worried about either of them because I'm just not. They're both very low. So what actually happens is Thresh is going to throw out his lantern to get the TP on it. But he's low enough that I can just solo him quick and run away. We're going to flash right as Jax does his jump, and he doesn't use his stun right away, so we get distance. He will slow me with the Blade of the Ruined King, but I'm just going to use my ultimate to speed up away from him, safely get away. Not too worried about burning that to get away. That's worth it for us. They are going to devote the rest of their team down here, though, to get our bot lane tower. But luckily, we just relay to top lane to get that, and we're going to exchange outer turrets on top and bottom. So that's an okay trade for us. We're really close to our Infinity Edge right now. We picked up just that last little part of it. Next time we go back, we for sure will have enough to pick that up and finish it off. Very important to get that first. Lots of damage there. Obviously, it's an Infinity Edge. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about them Masteries. So, Masteries 2190. Pretty simple. Here's a picture of it in the bottom. Take a look at it. Pause the video if you need to look at that. But there's also the Runes of Masteries videos in the description if you want to check out those. We have gone fully in depth on all champions, so go ahead and check those videos out if you haven't seen them. And then, as for those runes, we like to take the attack damage marks. We go with the health seals. We go with magic resist per level glyphs, and we go with attack damage quintessences. There's a few variations that you could take on a few different ADCs, or just a few variations you could take depending on your ADC or what you like to play. But that comes down to a personal preference, so change it if you want, but don't if you don't. We went and we picked up that Infinity Edge now, and we got a good amount of damage because of it, and now we can crit them, which is also incredibly fun. And then we also have finished off our boots. Mobility is always a good thing for a few reasons. We're going to get to a little bit of a fight here. Now, Warwick's doing Dragon, which he probably should have peeled off to do this with us. We get blown up by Bran like crazy. We do pick up a kill on Thresh, and we do pick up an assist. So, not a complete loss, and we will secure a second Dragon. But if you had had the lockdown from Warwick there, we probably could have cleaned everybody up. So, it's better to go ahead and run around as a team and work as a team than to do your own thing. We've talked about this too in our other videos. If you haven't seen the Season 5 tips for lulling videos, go watch all of them. They're all very helpful in very different ways. And seriously, when people are like, what are just some good things to know for Season 5? Like, just go watch all those videos. It'll take you like half hour to watch 10 videos. And they're all very different and all very important in different ways. So, yeah, I suggest it. Just a suggestion. So, back at base that last time, we picked up an Avarice Blade so we can start getting some gold coming in passively, and then when we are farming still, then we picked up a little bit more attack speed. Obviously, these items will team up to build a Zeal, and that will team together with the Avarice to build into the Statikk Shiv. Statikk Shiv is a good choice on Sivir, in my opinion. I know Phantom Dancer is also good. Not saying it isn't. I do like Phantom Dancer quite a lot on other champions, but I like it on Sivir for just one reason. Because she has so much wave clear, she can even wave clear even harder with the Statikk Shiv proc too. So between Ricochet's, Boomerang Blades, and Statikk Shiv procs, you can murder through a wave in just one hit. You throw out your Q, you throw out one Ricochet, Statikk Shiv proc, everything dies immediately. No team can siege against a Sivir. It's really, really hard. Now, she does have a little bit when it comes to mana problems. We'll talk about that in a second. We're going to do another little fight, picking up a kill on Vi. We're trying to pick up a kill on to the Jax next, which we will for the double kill. And then Bran's going to get murdered over there. And these two are going to kind of run away, but they do clean up on Corki in a second, I do believe. Yeah, they all go run over there and kill him. So we're allowed to push to the mid lane, which will be good. I don't think we really lost anybody there, so that's always helpful. And always a good thing. So we'll be able to pick up this middle turret, getting more pressure. Now we're just going to raid their jungle. And to deal with one of our mana issues, we're going to go ahead and take that blue buff because Azir has his Athene. So no worries for him too much. I mean, he wants it, but we have another one coming up. He said I could have it because of my wave clear. And because why not? So between the wave clear, though, it does cost a little bit of that mana. So you got to be a little bit careful with it. So just don't make sure you're spamming your Q all the time. But it's great for clearing and pushing insanely fast, like I said. And then the other thing was it'll allow you to just get tons of gold. Like, we by far have the most CS in the game right now. So here's a bait by them. We all knew this was here though. We were a little bit behind on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and activate. But I'm off to the side, so I'm gonna focus up their carries a little bit. There's the Zonias though. We're gonna pick up a couple kills though, real quick. We get one on Brand. We're gonna pick up one on the Vi, and then one on the Thresh. And then we are going to retreat while the other two try to chase me down. So it looked like it was going bad in our favor at first, but picking up a triple kill is actually going to be okay as long as all of them go on me, because I'm a carry, because lots of gold, really helpful. So yeah, that's how that works. But we knew it was bait. We just weren't quite as ready as they were. So still worked out. We still got away. So we finished off the Statikk Shiv, and now we've picked up another BF sword, and we do have a Vampiric Scepter. So we're going to take these two and put them together to build a Bloodthirster. The Bloodthirster I like a little bit more than Blade of the Ruined King because of reasons. I think because of the damage she gets from the Boomerang Blade and the Ricochet, it's good to have that even more scaling damage. Also, I do really like the shield you do get from the Bloodthirster, so that's very helpful. Blade of the Ruined King could work fine, especially if you do want to go solo more people, if that's kind of your game. She can kind of do it. You'll be able to kite really well with your passives on all your stuff, and you'll be able to use the proc on the Blade of the Ruined King, so it would work well too. But just raw damage-wise, the Bloodthirster is just going to help me out way, way, way more, because that's the only problem with Blade of the Ruined King. Just like raw base damage, not great. So, and the more damage that teams up with your crit chance, those are going to be larger crits then. So it just kind of just helps everything out a little bit more. So good amount of damage right now coming in, very helpful. And yeah, some good stuff mostly. So we're going to get into another fight, and we're going in. I don't know, are we going to do anything in this fight? Maybe kill? Got an assist. Oh yeah, I think War gets a million kills here. Yeah. Couple assists though. I'll take assists. They're just like kills, but less gold. And they make you feel good because it means you're winning. So, what should we talk about? Berserker Greaves. Don't know if we covered that. That's kind of obvious though. Usually home guard. You could go Fervor if you really, really wanted to. I tanked the crap out of that tower. I got a kill, but apparently that tower hated me and nobody else. So we're going to start building towards one of our final items. We're kind of rounding out the build now. I'd say our core are those first four, including the boots. But now we're going to be picking up the last Whisper. It's kind of an obvious choice, to be honest. You want to start shredding through any defensive stats that they have. And it's a good item anyways. It's going to help you, obviously, with damage too, because it's got good damage. Very, very good. And something you definitely want. So, continuing on. Keep that going. Keep that hip happening, some would say. Or none. So we need to talk about this final item, because there is some debate here. Some people, they don't know what to prioritize on their final item for ADCs, because it kind of gets to that, I do have enough damage. Do I need more damage just to be even more ridiculous? You could do that if you have insane peel, or if just, you know, you can play insanely safe. But there are two other options. Well, I think actually there's three other options. Actually, there's like four. I lied. So for other options, though, there's some things you can do. So let's talk about them. So Mercurial Scimitar. More damage, which is good. Everybody wants more damage. And magic resist. Good against AP teams. Obviously, the main thing in that is you have the ability to cleanse. Now, it does work really well against Zed because you can cleanse his dot. Very helpful. And therefore no damage against it when it pops. So that's one thing. Kind of helpful. Situational mostly. Guardian Angel probably is your best all-rounder just because you get armor and magic resist and you can come back to life. But typically if you're an ADC and you come back to life and they're still by you, you'll just die instantly. Typically. So it's an option. Now the two other ones that I like, Banshee's Veil is safe. It blocks the spell, can be very helpful, especially if they're trying to engage on you and they can't because you can block the spell. So let's say it's a Vi ultimate coming in. Ain't gonna happen. Because you got spell shield, and if you team it up with your other spell shield that you have built into your kit, kind of a double whammy for dodging damage. So it works really well on Sivir. And then as for the other one, I like this one if they have a lot of attack damage. Go with an Omen, because the Omen is going to just give you tons of health, and that much armor is going to allow you to just live a lot longer than you really should. So those are all options. Pick any of the ones you want. Other than that, our main build is finished. Here we're getting caught out as we tried to split push, but we were splitting because Jax was top. So this is actually okay. All I'm trying to do now is live a little bit as all four of them came bot. So our team is now gonna go group mid, which they should have done faster. I don't know why we were in the jungle so much, but we're gonna go group now a little bit, and they're gonna have to recall. Now Jax is still pushing top lane. This is a strategy time. So we're going to go ahead and push. This is easy. Look at Warwick's just going to murder through a tower. He's got attack speed. He's got big minions with him. We got Baron. Jax can push all he wants, but right now this is a 4v4 in mid lane without the late game carry of Jax. And our team's ahead. And we have Baron and big minions. So this is free objectives for us. If Jax thinks he can even this out, then good, but he can't. So they start to recall, but they actually go to engage on us, which is actually a mistake for the enemy team. They should have let him recall. They could save their base now, but they get in a fight, and they're going to lose the fight as I recall and prevent Jax from being able to push anymore. So after a triple kill, or maybe a quadra kill, or no, triple kill, now we can end the game out. So lesson learned, if the enemy team has Baron, don't try to push on them unless you have 5 dragon stacks. But other than that, we're going to end the game out. Everything you need to know about this build is in the description. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, put them down in the comments. And I'll see all of you guys, possibly, in the next build video. Hey everyone, it is TheAngryHoneyBadger here, and it is time to take a look at another champion build video. Today we will be playing as Rek'Sai.